All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Good morning, Flip, Jimmy, Fernando, Jean, Jim. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all had a great weekend. Yeah. Yeah, I almost did one per chart, but I was like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and just do them all four. I forgot to add the timestamps in there. I'm going to do that today, basically where it, shows the timestamp for each chart. That way, whoever's watching, they could just go straight to that timestamp if they want to see a specific chart. Hey, Todd. Good morning. All right, let's see what we have going on here today. First, I want to look at the 50, and the market did not move very much overnight. A little bit of a down run. 4-bar chop, back long, and hit settlement, and now we're just below it. So not much overnight. Check out the 30. Not really seeing too much here either. Had this run back up here to this green ice level. There's blue ice here. And then red ice. So not much expectation on movement today. Of course, like I said, is anytime we get around a big level like 13,000, it'll tend to hover around there. It'll hover around there for quite some time. Might be getting a simplicity short here. I'm not taking the entry because this is kind of a bottom, excuse me, in a sense. Where on the 10 tick, we kind of have this little bottom formed. The ice level here is kind of a respected level right now. And if we look at the 30, I don't want it to run below it, basically. And that was a big bar. Simplicity, it's kind of sideways, then big bar down. So I'll wait and see if I can grab an LRE if it does end up making a nice little trend. Morning, Johnny. Have you been on for a little while, Jimmy? It doesn't look like it's been nice overnight. Man. A little bit of allergies and sinus going on still. Would have never thought the end of April we would have been in the 60s, low 60s over the weekend in Houston. It's got me all messed up. Make sure I have my LRE ATM selected. So I don't know if y'all saw my Facebook posts, but Friday, we know how Friday morning went. But man, Friday after the open, I was actually able to trade the open. I had a killer day. I walked away with about 185 ticks. Haven't had a day like that in a while. That good. Took two simplicity very nice simplicity runs on 5 micros. So it was a pretty good day. Copied across all my accounts. Yeah, and had I been on one mini, I would have not gotten that much because, like I said the other day, I would have tightened up. There was one area, I think it was a short, where it ran down and it hit a nice level, but I tightened up. But I know if I would have been on a mini, I would have tightened up really tight so I don't give back, and it would have knocked me out. But I tightened up a little bit, and then it broke through and just kept running. I think that specific trade, I made 123 ticks on it. So it's being in 5 micros has definitely been a nice game changer for me on the simplicity. Still do the LREs and minis though. And one mini was fine with simplicity, but like I said, I guess I was more so scalping. Because as soon as it would get to a target or somewhere, I would just tighten up really tight. Or if it just like ran 40, 50 ticks real quick, I tighten up pretty tight, close, because I wouldn't want it to get 50 ticks, 40 ticks, and then come all the way back down to break even and give back all that. One mini, that's what, $250. Yep, discount code is WIN90 for 90% off. That's going on until next week. Actually 1 week from today. Yeah, and I try to keep up with that little ticker on the bottom scrolling. Any news or anything important information, I try to throw it on that little ticker that's scrolling through. Yeah, to me that's perfect, John. That's what I'm doing. 1 mini LREs, and if I were to take snipers, it'd be a mini, and then 5 micros on my simplicities. Been working great. And 2 losses for me. If I take my 2 losses still, I'm done. Net 2. Like I said, the main reason too is because if I take net 2 losses, the next day I hit my profit target, I'm back in the green, and that does so much for my mental game. If I have to take 4 or 5 days to recover a bad day, then I'll do it, but I hate it. And that's what got me in trouble discipline-wise in the past. So there's not any news today. Let me see if there's any earnings. I don't know if there's earnings today. Let's do a quick earnings check. Excuse me. Simplicity is looking like it wants to go long, but again, I'm waiting because if it goes long, I mean, it is long, but we got double dynamic magnets, kind of a top here. If you look left, right into this red eye zone, and then settlement right above. So, and then on the 50 tick, we're still within the same 50 tick bar if this did start going up to that. So, movement doesn't look great. So I'm already kind of planting in my mind to not expect a trade. So maybe a boring morning. But I think I've mentioned that before. I like to kind of put in my head expectations for the day. Because that way it can help me not do something stupid. Like really stupid. All right, let me bring the earnings calendar over here right quick. Today is the 24th. So 4:24, Coca-Cola at 8 a.m. That just happened. That's it. Yeah. All right. Tomorrow, there's quite a few. Okay, so tomorrow, the 25th, we have to be careful. Microsoft comes out. Then we have 7 a.m., 4:05, 10 a.m., and 6:30 a.m. Oh, there's more. 4 p.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. All right, ton of earnings tomorrow morning. We got to watch out for that tomorrow morning. 25th. Oh, yeah, look at all these earnings. Tomorrow is going to be, maybe to this morning, maybe today is going to be waiting for tomorrow. Yeah, because see, even though simplicity, you're like, oh, look, it's starting to clean up and look at it go. But look at the 10. It's have this little area here. I always forget what button is. Region. Shift F2. Right here. Basically right in this zone is going to be my no trade zone for the morning. I want it to go above or below. And let's see. That's going to be about 070 to 093. And if you look at the 30-tick chart, that's going to be between green ice and blue ice. Excuse me. And what do we have in between there? We have cluster, and some little bit of coil chop going on. So, settlement top. I don't really want to have much to do with anything in the middle of there. And if it comes out of those areas, it will be breaking out of a 50-tick range chop. So, kind of my analysis on the morning and what I'm looking for. Yeah, John, what you said is definitely crucial. And I talk to my mom about this a lot whenever, because she'll get a win, just like you said, kind of hesitant to take the next one. It's like, maybe I should just keep that profit. And I get it. It's nice to, end the day green with that one good trade, if it's 20 ticks or whatever. But sticking to the money management completely is what really puts the probabilities in your favor. Because if you, end with the one trade or half, and that looks great for the time being, but as soon as you have a day where you take 2 losses, then it's like, oh, I just got set back because I've been taking 10-tick wins, 20-tick wins here and there. And then all of a sudden I took a 30, 40-tick losing day. And that's not going to put the probabilities in favor. So, yeah, just sticking to it. Net 2, okay, done. Next day. Because if you're taking valid trades, and I say this, I'll preach this all the time. If you're taking valid trades with the sniper system, rarely are you going to really go back-to-back days of max losing tick amount. And you can, of course, but even if you go back-to-back, really chances are you're not going to go 3 days in a row. And if you do, that means, okay, great. That tells you exactly what you need to know. Okay, I need to review my charts because maybe I'm doing something wrong on the charts, or maybe I'm missing something. If you go 3 days, 4 days in a row hitting max losses, you'll know right away. okay, I didn't take a valid trade, or, you know, I broke my discipline, or whatever it was. Yeah, you can go back to back. That's rare. But 3 days in a row losing max amount, that's extremely rare. And there's probably something else going on. Man. And that's really how I came about, doing this, is because I needed to figure out for myself, what is wrong? Am I taking bad trades? Am I just that bad at discipline? Like, what is going on? Why can't I get profitable? Why can't I get an account funded? And that's basically back to that discipline video I made. I was like, okay, let me first track and make sure all my trades are valid. Okay, if I can get that down, all my trades are valid, perfect. Now, if I blow accounts, or if I can't be profitable more than, if I am unprofitable, if I have max losing days more than 2 days in a row, all right, now I need to see what's going on. Okay, this, okay, that. So it just really helped me kind of like break it down and figure out what's going on with me. That's exactly my mom's problem. My mom has never blown an account. She's been trading. I've been here 3 years. She's been here 2.5, something like that, 2. And she has never blown an account by going full tilt. If I tell her, hey, stop at 40 ticks, if you lose 40 ticks, she will stop every time on 40 ticks. She doesn't even think about taking a trade. Yeah, so that's funny. And I was the opposite. But she's the same way as you. It's the hesitation. It's the hesitation. Actually taking trades, and especially when she got her funded account. It's like, okay, now I got funded. I don't want to lose it. So kind of hesitating and missing good trades, or getting that win and being, trying to hold on to it and don't want to get. It's just a fear of loss, really, is what it comes down to. You don't want to go backwards. So, and that's the hardest thing. You just got to trust in the system, trust in the money management, and just do it. Yep, that's funny. It's funny you're saying that, because it probably was just a few weeks ago that I had that conversation with her. All right. Check the news calendar for this week as well. While nothing's happening. Today, nothing. Tomorrow. Okay, we have some news going on tomorrow. Wednesday. A little bit of news. Thursday, we have advanced GDP and unemployment. That'll probably be a pretty good news event there. And Friday. And you see, that's why I didn't take that simplicity. Why, I mentioned it, and you see what happened. It turned around and looked like it wanted to go long, flip back short. Now it's looking like it wants to go short. That's why this is a no trade zone for me. A lot of fake outs until it actually breaks out. And I don't want to be caught in a fake out. Volume's really low. 68 to 38 on NQ right now. See that there? 68. Of course it's growing, but 68,000, I mean, it's pretty low. Liquidity looks fine. Pull that over. Got a lot of orders in this bar. Last few bars there. Ooh, less than 30% of expected. Yeah, I believe it. All right, we're approaching the bottom of my no trade zone. Let's see what happens. One thing I did too while I was trailing my LREs, my simplicities, is you see how it prints the I zones. So I noticed if you're trailing a simplicity and then it prints the I zone, you probably want to go ahead and tighten up, because even if it doesn't go all the way back up or reverse, it may start oscillating a little bit. Most of the time when it comes down and lays a fresh I zone, it doesn't just keep going. Like, it'll usually lay it and pull back. So what I've been doing too with my LREs is, as I'm trailing it, simplicity. I'm so used to saying LRE. As I'm trailing my simplicity, if price comes down and bam, this bar lays an I zone like this, I'm tightening up to the dash line. And it'll probably get me out, but then I save myself from giving back more or getting in a bad spot. So kind of noticed that as I've been trailing these simplicities even further. See, like here, it's coming down, I zone, pulled up, gave an LRE. Could have taken the LRE. So you could have, got out here, pull back, get in the LRE, get the win on the LRE, and then laid a new I zone, and then look what it did. So nice little, I guess, trick on when to tighten up your simplicity. See, like here again, laid a fresh I zone. So started looking like it was going to go through, hit the existing I zone. Okay, that's fine. Eventually they got a break. But then this bar laid a brand new one, this darker line. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. This darker line here. And then bounced up. Because, see, I've always used these I zones as kind of a support and resistance. But now I'm really trying to tune in how to use it while I'm in a simplicity trade. And that's kind of what I figured. You can hold on to a little bit more if you use those. You have to add a second indicator, Johnny. I have a video on my channel how I set up my simplicity chart. Actually, and you know what? I just realized that the new video I made on my charts last night, I did not go over that on my simplicity chart. But I do have a standalone video on how I set up my simplicity chart, and I say exactly how I do it. Yeah, it just takes a little more. It's not just like one thing to do. It's a couple little changes you got to make. So, well, now I'm gonna have to go and edit that video I just uploaded last night so I can include the dots, because that's in my opinion, that's a pretty big piece. Like I really use that a lot. So I'm glad you asked that. Felt like I was forgetting something. All right, price trying to make its way back up again. Stuck in this zone. It's more of it's a visual. So because the LRE trade is based on the solid line of the previous bar, so it's a better visual. So like for example here, if price is coming down, and we're here, let me scroll back a little bit more, and we're at this bar, and I'm looking for an LRE because the LRE is the solid line of the previous bar, then I know exactly the price line that it's at. Like right there, that dot. Just makes it more clear. So as it's pulling back, I see the previous bar, the dotted line, exactly where the entry would be for the LRE. And when it's live, like here, it gives a price tag on it too. So like this, the current bar, or now this big one's the current bar. The dot is right there at 081. It doesn't round it, but so I can see exactly where that dot is. And when it pulls back, I know exactly where my entry is. Yeah, Johnny, you got to add a second indicator, and then it is part of the line settings. But like I said, I do have that standalone video, how I set up my simplicity chart on my channel, and I do go into all the details of that. All right, so now we're trying to make our way back up. We're at the top of this zone, busted through settlement a little bit. Let's see if we keep going. Hey, morning Vegas. And looking at the 30 tick. It's got to bust this top up here. Got to be careful too, because with as little volume as there is, if this does make its way up, it could be in an ODD state. So be a little bit careful with that. But we'll see if it has enough to keep pushing. And when I say be a little bit careful with that, I want to make sure that it doesn't push up a little bit and, hit something like a dynamic magnet that's up there and start trying to lay a mini magnet on it on the 30, something like that. That's what I mean. But as long as it's not trying to lay a mini magnet or, some kind of Xbox or something, then yeah, I'd be okay. All right, so we are pushing up. Well, and see, here we go. It's right up against this mini magnet, and look at the 30 tick. It's threatening a mini magnet right at that dynamic magnet right here. So, and I wouldn't take an LRE here anyways because that's right off a settlement. So I'd want this to keep pushing long. And here we are, closed the 50 tick bar. So let's see where we go from here. If he wants to continue staying inside this chop box or continue up. Now let's see if we get a reset and then along above that area that I needed to break above. That'd be interesting. And see, another thing that I'm not too worried about the 30 tick, if this does continue up, is that look how high the DR is. That's a good thing if you're looking to go long. If you were looking to go short and actually have ODD here, which is not quite ODD yet, but if this did make a little higher high and you were concerned about the ODD, then you would more so want it to look like this, where it's the DR is up high and then the ODD is down low. Then I'd be more worried. But now, if this were to continue long, the DR is really high. So that'd be a good thing for it to continue long. But of course, we're right on settlement, so anything can happen. Morning, Richard. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good analogy there. Yeah. Up, down, anywhere. Just get away from it. See, now we have potential exhaustion. We do have ODD here. Potential Xbox trapped orders. So let's see what happens. Like I said, I do like that the DR is so high, though. So that kind of makes me not as concerned about the ODD. I really don't like the price action. Like I said, I don't like the movement of the market right now. So even if this goes long, I probably will sit it out as far as the simplicity entry and wait for the LRE. Just to see if it actually gets out of there. Just laid a fresh new red eye zone. Let's see. We may get this long here. It's technically long now. All we really have above is this little red eye block. Then up here, wall and dynamic magnet. Then, of course, the dev. This kind of area up here, double dynamic, Paul and dev. Just not too confident, though, right now with how price is moving that it'll make it all the way up there. We may get a burst, but mine actually loaded extremely fast today. Like almost instantly.
Potential TX on NQ.
Hmm. All right, let's see. It's trying to make its way up. Potential Lorex short here.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Potential TX on YM.
So wanted to see if we get this breakout bar at 102.75 on the 50.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Double TX on NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Potential OP rejection on NQ.
Yeah, that Lorix was a winner.
Box on NQ.
It was a
OP rejection on
heart attack winner. But it was a winner. And actually, this Xbox next to it, this trapped Xbox, that would have, as soon as this came back up, retested the cluster, and as soon as it started coming back down and leaving this trapped Xbox, that would have definitely gave me the confidence to stay in it instead of try to break even. Simplicity did reset, so if this does want to go long, may get a Simplicity flip to go back up. And I may consider doing that if that happens. Because then it'd be up in this above 100 area. We do have that potential Paul on the 30 tick, which looks like this right now. All the orders. 55 potential trapped orders. Drops down to 0 and 4 right before it hits 100 to 13,100. So that could be a rejection point right there where the market does not want to go above that. We'll see. It's funny with trading. It's like I get any kind of analysis or read or anything. It's like, okay, it's looking like this. Then you always have to end with, we'll see what happens, because never always goes that way. Yeah, it just looks like there's a lot of struggle to go long. And there's a lot of exhaustion, weakness every time it gets up there. You can see that's what I was doing back here. Is I was waiting for it to prove to me it could break above this area. And it got there, pulled back. Try to get up there again. Nah, never mind. Try it again. Nah, not going sideways. Now it's like, okay, it's either just going to bust through and run, or that's going to be a rejection point. Because this 100, market could be still trying to figure out where it wants to go from 13,000, to be honest. So, okay, do we go back into the 12s, or are we going to start running away? And it is 9 o'clock, 9:01 to be exact. A little more volume coming in, but still not much. Only 74,000, getting close to 75,000. Normally, I like a minimum of 80 to 100,000, and then over 100,000 is just better. Yep, time flies. Normally, I'd be interested in this short if settlement wasn't there, if Simplicity went short. Because we got Simplicity looking like it wants to go short. All this rejection and weakness up top. Looking at the 30 tick, potential Lorex short. Like, if y'all remember me saying, anytime there's a Lorex on the 30, it comes down at least one more bar. Minimum. A lot of times 2 bars. So, and then on the 50 tick, it would be coming back into the chop area to create a 4-bar chop, which that's what I prefer. So there'd be a lot of reasons to go short. And then one huge reason to not is settlement. But yeah, I have a lot of reasons why I would want to go take this short. But I'm not. I've even had trades where it's like everything looks great except for the one thing. It's right near settlement. And I'm like, there's no way settlement's going to mess this up. Everything looks great. Take it, it loses, and I kick myself in the butt and say, there's settlement was telling me not to go. Oh, yeah. Definitely went through boot camp many times over. Recommend anybody that goes through boot camp, don't do it just once. And then once you've mastered boot camp, go to Thrive. But yeah, I've been using this for 3 years. So actually a little more than 3 years now. 3 years and 1 month. Yep. It was March 2020. Right when COVID was really hitting the US. No, was not. I wasn't even a trader. I knew nothing about futures, actually. I had dabbled in some options and Forex stuff before and failed miserably. And found Nadex like in 2018. And that's how I got onto the Apex email list. And March 2020, everybody was working from home, That's when everything shut down. And I got an email from Apex saying, watch Daryl make 12 grand in one evening. And I said, wouldn't be a bad thing to figure out how to make money from home since literally everything's shut down. So it's perfect timing. But then, of course, I was skeptical. Like, I've tried trading, blah, blah, blah. 12 grand one night. Yeah, whatever. And then opened it up and it showed the sniper boot camp. Try it out. 30 days free. No credit card needed. And that got me. I'm like, okay, I have nothing to lose. Like, literally nothing to lose. Not even time because I'm stuck at home. So went through, and from there, that was it. It was a wrap. I was locked in. Spent most of the weekend in boot camp. Nice. Yeah, and rewatch it. I'm telling you, rewatch it. Go through it. Yeah, sometimes it can get boring and repetitive, but you'll pick up like little things here and there that you missed. It's just like reading a book. They say you retain whatever amount of percentage the first time you read it, the second time you read it, it drastically increases. So it's the same thing. Yeah, so just keep doing that, and then once you're doing good in sniper boot camp, my favorite trades were the HD and ETX trade. My first time I ever got funded with another company because Apex Trader funding wasn't out yet, was only with HD and ETX trades. That's the only trades I took with the trend in the same direction as the trend. The DR was the same color, and got funded. And then once that I mastered that, then Thrive came out and just like dug into Thrive and just watched that over and over and over. Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. It's the foundation. Yeah, yeah. And then the Lorex trades. I know they take a lot of Lorex trades in the elite room, but here, let me show you. It's 9:08. I'm like 99% sure I'm not going to take a trade today or this morning. But let me show you in the boot camp real quick. Hold on one second. Let me pull it up here. Okay. In the boot camp, I want to point this out. You have all the all the modules, everything. Keep going through all the sniper charts. So understanding the sniper charts, the OP, and all that, great. You got to know what everything is. Really master that. And then watch the charts too. See how it reacts to those different order prints. I want to point this one out though. Let's see, where is it? I know they move things around sometimes. Not in that one. Not in that one. Oh, here we go. Number 7. Number 7. Hit that drop down right here. Tutorials if you're in boot camp trials and feel overwhelmed. Okay, so this one, you don't even have to feel overwhelmed. But these videos, these are wonderful. These are really, 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 really good, and I highly recommend. They're kind of hidden in boot camp, so they're easy to miss. Watch these videos. Look, understanding order prints. This one right here gave me the confidence to 120% really believe in the system. This one, if you haven't watched this, boot camp tutorial number 2, understanding order prints, amazing. John goes into these videos with great detail and explanation. Trend and divergence. This one really, really great. All of these. I'd watch definitely, for trading ones. This trend and divergence is wonderful. Range bound, getting ahead of obstructions, understanding order prints. And this is what gave me the confidence to really, 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 really rely on the system. And once you do that, if you take, like I said, the highest probability sniper trades outside of Lorex is the HD and ETX trade. Learn to take those with the trend. You're going to have a high win rate. And then you're going to be really confident. And then you're going to start reading the market really well. That's what my recommendation would be. Hey, Neil. Awesome. Newly funded. Congrats. So you can start, once you really feel good about reading the markets, reading the 10 tick. Well, the thing is, you want to be able to put the charts together first. So when you can start, seeing the 10 and then seeing the 30, and Lori she calls a game, or she does something called playing a game where where's the market going to go? And that's a great thing to do. And what you can start doing, and that's basically looking at the reads, looking at the order prints and say, okay, because of this, market will probably go there. These things. So once you can combine it and look at the 10, then look at the 30 over here and say, okay, I'm seeing this. Okay, there's some order prints here. Market will probably do this or that. Once you feel like you have a good read on that, then start playing with it. Start playing with simplicity, and just do it in sim. Try not to get ahead of yourself. Even if you have some good simplicity days, that's easy to do. When the market is trending and simplicity is great, yeah, you're gonna do awesome. But the days that it's not, that's when you learn, okay, how to have the market awareness of when to not take simplicity trades. That's the biggest thing, because I've seen too many people come in, they just jump into simplicity. They have a couple good days because that's just, you couldn't lose those days if you were taking simplicity. And then all of a sudden one of those days comes in where it just gives fake out after fake out and they get killed. So definitely do it in sim for a little while. Practice LREs. But yeah, it's more so when you feel really comfortable that you've mastered the reading of the market with the order prints on the 10 and the 30. I personally, it took me, mainly because of my discipline problems, but it took me it was 2 years before I really started getting into simplicity and LRE. But like I said, that was mainly because of my discipline. I had to go back to fundamentals and really get a hold of myself first, because it is easy to lose control on simplicity. Because if you take a little loss and then you see market just start flying, you say, oh, well, I can get it back quick because simplicity just runs. And then you keep hopping in, and that can be really bad. See you, Vegas. Have a good one. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Jean. That's what happens to a lot of people. So we did have this 30 tick Lorex short close, and I just want to point this out real quick. With some ODD, typically, it's coming right off a settlement though, but typically this is going to come down another bar or two in this little setup. Like I said, this is coming off and I had a lot of reasons why I would take this short, but the biggest one was simplicity that I wouldn't, so that's why I'm not in it. Neil, simplicity for trending market. Yeah, pretty much. That's the best time to take it. Now you can do some range bound scalps with it as well, because there are times too where you're going to have a zone and you can spot that with the 50 tick chart, just like this. If you have, sometimes it'll just chop like this for a while. And in those scenarios, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, there will be a clear, a clear top and bottom of a good 50, 60, 70 ticks. And, sometimes you could take a simplicity from the top to the bottom to the top, and kind of play the ranges that way. I personally don't really like to do that much, or at all. Because simplicity technically, yeah, it is for trend. So you're looking for a new trend to start. And that's also why my LREs, my pullback LREs that I don't take them if, let's just say there's a simplicity entry, right here under settlement. And that's the entry for simplicity. But then an LRE pulls back up here that's behind the original entry. I don't take that LRE. Not even forget settlements here, just in any area. I don't take it because that tells me it hasn't started trending yet. So that's why a lot of people ask me why I do that. It's because I want it to start trending. Let's trend and then pull back. Okay, then we'll go again in a trend and then one more pullback. And then by the time you get that second pullback and it goes, markets don't trend forever, that could be the end of the trend. And that's why they say only take the first 2 LREs. Yeah, for sure. No problem. So it is 9:18 now. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I wasn't expecting much after we saw how price was. It's come to my hour session, but hopefully tomorrow's going to be a better day. So everybody trading after the open, stay patient, take your time, look for the best setups. Always look for what's comfortable for you. Just because, a lot of people, if you see in the elite room, people taking trades or 3-0, I'm done, whatever. Don't worry about that. Worry about, just taking the trades that are comfortable for you. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining me. As always, trade well, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care, everybody.